effect in the tri-state area on Saturday, January 1st. These laws impact everything from recreational marijuana to coffee cups. CBS 2's Natalie Duddridge takes a look at what's new in 2022.
New Yorkers won't be able to walk into a shop and legally purchase marijuana on January 1st, but it's coming.
The most interesting thing right now is by the end of this year, when it comes to cannabis, marijuana, pot, whatever you call it, is local municipalities, towns, villages, and cities get to decide if it's going to be allowed to be retail sold in their borders.
Sports betting is also becoming legal in New York. You might be able to place your first bet before the Super Bowl in mid-February. There's also some major wins for workers. Employers can no longer monitor employees' phone, email, or internet without first notifying them. And there's new legislation protecting employees who report illegal or dangerous business activities.
We're going to see a major uptick in employee rights because they got enhanced whistleblower protection. So you're going to see employees ratting on their employer left and right moving forward.
For dog owners, specifically of pit bulls, Rottweilers, and German Shepherds, home insurance companies now can't discriminate against certain pets by increasing rates. Also in New York, styrofoam containers and coffee cups are out. Over to New Jersey, where minimum wage is increasing $1 to $13 an hour for most employees, going to $15 by 2024. The state also signed a pair of mental health bills to help students by creating a grant program that partners with schools. For adults, several financial literacy centers have been created across the state to teach people how to budget.
You might say, well, this is going to cost the taxpayer a lot of money. I think the legislator and Governor Murphy's opinion are put money into teaching fiscal responsibility now, and then you won't get long-term debt in the future.
In Connecticut in 2022, a new use of force training program is required for all police officers to reduce fatal shootings and violent acts.
It forces police officers to have to really slow down. Did they give a warning? What kind of serious imminent harm was there? Was there a gun? Was there a weapon?
Connecticut is also making it easier to care for aging parents or dependents with disabilities by allowing small structures known as granny pods or cottages to be built on homeowners' property. Lots to look out for in 2022. Natalie Duddridge, CBS 2 News.
The new laws range from police accountability to buying cold medicine, even a raise in the state's minimum wage. So let's dive right in and get started. The Oregon legislature was busy this past year, passing 10 new laws that change how police do their jobs. One makes a database of police encounters and arrests publicly available to a civilian oversight board. Another says that any arrest resulting from an unlawful assembly must be related to a crime, not just a failure to disperse. And if you are arrested, law enforcement are limited on publicly releasing your booking photo or mugshot. The new law is widely supported and passed with bipartisan support. Oregon is one of 2 states that currently requires a prescription to buy any cold medicine that contains pseudoephedrine. That changes on Saturday. After the new year, anyone can walk up to a pharmacist and ask for the cold medicine, and the pharmacist will then register the transaction in a database. And if you vote, which we all should do, a new Oregon law will accept your ballot even if it's mailed on Election Day. Previously, Oregon counties would only count ballots received on or before Election Day. Let's not forget about my home state and head across the river into Washington. First, if you dine out, a new Washington law says restaurants may only provide single-use utensils, straws, condiment, packaging, and beverage cup lids after customers ask for them. It's made to reduce single-use products and waste. If you have a job in Washington, your paychecks could get a nice bump in pay. The state's minimum wage will jump from $13.69 an hour to $14.19 an hour. But in that paycheck, you might see more coming out for your long-term care. A state fund will collect 58 cents for every $100 earned. For instance, a person making $75,000 will pay about $435 a year into the fund. The fund ensures taxpayers who have contributed for 10 years receive $36,500 over their lifetime to help pay for the long-term care needs. Now, there's even more laws that go into effect on January 1st, so for a longer list, you can just head to our website at kgw.com.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Achak, Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with the 144% sincerity, the 1/3 sincerity. to the men, women, and children listening and learning, and to the Bayashat the house of David. This is Ayashatad with Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp. All right, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai with a lesson. All right, and Lord willing, be edifying unto the body. All right, so without further ado, we're going to go into the book of Isaiah. It's going to be the book of Isaiah, chapter 10 and verse 1, and it reads, Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. All right, and so I showed these clips. All right, these clips on some laws that are passing in certain states. All right, I chose these clips in comparison to the Icky Vicky. All right, as we know, the serpent juice, there's certain things coming down with that, so I just used it just for some other laws. All right, but how you see these devils, you know, in Washington are increasing the paycheck, but then turning right back around and taking money out of that paycheck. All right, and the minimum wage went from $13.75 and they receive $1, but then they get 52 cents taken out of the paycheck. All right, therefore making it an unrighteous decree. All right, you give them money, but at the same time, you're taking it back. All right, there's no gain. All right, continuing on. To turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the rights from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. All right, and as you can see, all right, and these are just certain clips, but this system, this wicked system, all right, with the chief Esau Edom taking away the rights of the people. All right. Once again, I know these certain clips didn't, go into the Icky Vicky, just trying to not get the channel strike, Lord willing, and just talk about some of these things that are coming down through the pipe. And as we know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they are continuing these things. All right, from the narrative of the so-called black Hebrew Israelites, what they're trying to demonize in us. All right, demonize the faith. All right, and it's not a religious movement. All right, it is a nationality. All right, who we are. All right, biblically, and this is the truth that bears witness. All right, but let me stop ranting. This is going to be the book of Psalms. It's going to be the book of Psalms, chapter 10, in verse 7, and it reads, His mouth is full of curses and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. All right? So deceit and fraud, once again, the deceit and fraud is that he gave them $1 raise. All right? He gave them $1 raise with the Icky Vicky, the serpent's juice. All right? The $1 raise he's taking right back. He's taking 52 cents of that $1 raise. All right? In Washington. Okay? Then with the Icky Vicky, you have these certain things coming down, not giving you an option. All right? You can file for certain things, but then again, you may not be qualified for them. All right? Continuing on. He sitteth in lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. All right? He sit in the secret places. All right? And the secret places that they continue to sit in is in their legislative offices, their forms and so on and so forth like that. All right? Their offices that in the summits and everywhere where they pass these laws. All right? Where these things get voted in. All right? And the vote that is taken on them. Okay? Even though he has 10 to 12 laws that sound fairly decent for the people, no, as he said on the website, you can go to the website and you can get all the other laws. All right. But they only put smoke and mirrors. All right. Because that's him. Salakia. That's him with the fraud. All right. Under his tongue. All right. Salakia. Continuing on. His eyes are privily set against the poor. All right, set against the poor. Once again, here it is in this particular topic. They gave $1. All right, and then they take 52 cents back. All right, on top of inflation. All right, on top of the hyperinflation that is coming. All right, so you give money and you take it back, and then you don't increase the wages for the cost of living. Now, we ultimately know through the will and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai that this queendom is at its final end. All right? And, call halal Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Rakakadash. All right? And that's exactly what we want through the will and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So we hasten the day. All right? We don't care necessarily what this devil is doing. All right, we just want him to increase and keep doing what he's doing. All right. Verse 9, and it reads, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to crouch, Slakia, to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. All right, and he's drawn them into the net with these laws. All right, now in New York, all right, you'll be able to you'll be able to buy marijuana. All right, buy pot. All right, you'll be able to gamble, and you may be able to gamble before the Super Bowl. All right, these are all unrighteous decrees. All right, that seem good to the people, but putting them in a worse case. All right, putting them in another net. All right, here it is, so many years that Jake has been getting locked up for marijuana, all right? And then now that it is a market on it, all right, and they made a business out of it, here they go to make it legal for their gain, okay? And now gambling, all the racketeer that has happened in the past, now they're making legal gambling in the state of New York, all right? And you may be able to do it before the Super Bowl, just in time, all right? Verse 10. He croucheth and humble himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. All right, he does crouch. All right, he's continuously sitting there crouching and catcheth the poor by his strong ones. All right, he catches the strong ones by his law. All right, he has the strong ones in sign into law. All right. And humble himself, all right? He humbled himself in front of you, all right? Continue to humble himself in front of you, all meanwhile while he's trapping you into a net, so that the poor may fall to the strong ones, all right? So that they may be caught up, that they may not have the substance or lose certain things, because believe that for one law where it's acceptable, there's another law that says it's not. All right. Here in Nevada, it took a while for marijuana to be legal in Nevada, and then on top of it, they still test you at your job. So how could you have something that's legal in the state of Nevada where you're able to purchase it legally, all right, but then you can get fired for being under the influence from a legal substance? All right, this did not state anything in this particular thing, and ultimately it's just another snare and trap. All right, mainly for you, Drake, Salakia, mainly for you, Jakes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, these are traps. All right, and it is Chief Esau Edom that is doing them. All right, because he is the weak. Salakia, you got the hiccups. He is the wicked. Salakia. All right. And matter of fact, go to the book of John, chapter 10, and verse 10. And it reads, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. All right. He's coming to steal, kill, and destroy, the thief. All right. This is the man who's given the people $1. All right. And then taking 52 cents back. All right. Therefore, also putting you in a higher tax bracket. Okay. So not only he's gaining the 52 cents back, he's putting you in a higher tax bracket on top of hyperinflation that's coming. All right. So he's stealing from you. All right. And figuratively and literally killing you. All right. So you can't survive. So you can't make the rent. So you can't make your dwelling place last. All right. Continually breaking you down systematically. All right. As Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is breaking his system. All right. I'm continuing on in the verse. I am come that they might have life, and and that they might have it more abundantly. All right. So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is coming. All right. And he's coming to have life so that we may have it more abundantly. You got to trust and believe in that. All right. You have to trust and believe that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to deliver us out of this hell. All right. From this devil. All right. Chiefly Esau, Edom, but all these other nations that are confederate with him. All right. In Psalms 83. All right. Psalms 83, where it says the nations that are confederate with him, who have made merchant out of Israel. All right. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, just to prove who's the wicked. All right. Malachi, chapter 1, and verse 4, and it reads, whereas Esau saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. All right. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has indignation for Esau, Edom forever. Why? For all these unrighteous decrees. Salakia, all these unrighteous decrees against the nation of Israel. How this devil ruled the earth. All right. How when this earth is under the management, all right, of Esau, Edom, and it's continued. It's continued to dwindle away. All right. Wickedness is at an all-time high. Pollution is at an all-time high. All right. That everything under Esau, Edom is death and perpetuates death. All right. Perpetuates unrighteousness and wickedness. All right. But ultimately, this is what that particular nation was created for. All right. To continue in their unrighteousness and their wickedness, all right, to be a whipping stick. You can find that in the book of Psalms, all right, chapter 17 and verse 13, all right, and there's ultimately the whipping stick for us being a disobedient people unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all right. I got a couple more verses I'm going to go ahead and close out, all right. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 58 and verse 2, and it reads, yea, in heart, yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. All right? Weigh the violence of the hand in the earth continuously on everything that they do. As it has in the clip also basically the police reform. All right? The police reform for them stop killing Jakes out in the street. All right? How many times have they had a police reform? How many times have they had classes and everything? And it doesn't matter. They continue to do what they're going to do. Why? Because they are not for you. All right. They are not for the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. The mental health issues. All right. Here it is. They had a mental health issue in closing these wards, mental health wards. All right. And just medicating more and more. All right. Verse 3, the wicked are estrayed from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. all right? And they're constantly speaking lies, all right? I guarantee, all right? Go look up legislative decrees in your town. All right, there may be laws that pass that seem good, but there's another law on the book that circumvents that law. All right, that allows that law to get by on a loophole. All right, where you can still be charged with something. All right, because it takes a time for laws to pass, so they pass a part of the law until they can, have wicked devices against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to entrap you. All right? This is basically a game of entrapment, what Esau Edom does to the nation of Israel. All right? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, and verse 20. And it reads, He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. All right? He hath broken his covenant. All right? So ultimately, this devil is going to break his covenant. All right? Break his covenant as he's broken his covenant in the past. All right? With the so-called Native Americans. All right? With the so-called Slovakia, with the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. All right? From 40 acres in a mule to the Trail of Tears. All right? To the historical events that this devil has lied about time after time. All right, continuously. All right, this man has no righteousness in him. He was created to be the very wicked. All right, verse 21, and it reads, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart." Right, war was in his heart, but he speaks smoother than butter. All right, they're buttering you up on the news. All right, this propaganda machine. All right, to say, hey, this is gonna be it's gonna be good for you. We're gonna increase the minimum wage. We're gonna give you this. All right, you're gonna be able to smoke your wacky tobacco. All right, you're gonna be able to live a good life. You can bet everything's getting back to normal. And this is what they portray. All right, and they know damn well. All right, they know damn well that this this is a great deception. All right, a great deception that is going to lead, all right, to more strenuous collapse of households. All right, and strenuous activity amongst the people. All right, because substance is failing. All right. Continuing on, where Slakia, his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right, so they have drawn swords. All right, continuously drawing swords. All right, I showed these particular clips once again, just because certain things, not trying to get a strike on the channel. All right, but Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. Look at keep a watch and keep your eye out for all these unrighteous decrees and these things coming down the pipeline concerning Icky Vicky and all the other things that are going on. And don't forget about that third World War III that is brewing. All right. And all these things that they have passed, such as, legislation for the draft and so on and so forth. All right. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, the 1/3 sincerity. Into the Bayashadabadat, the house of David. All right, I am Ayashatad with Men of Valor at Las Vegas camp. All right, and once again, as you see up here, this is a law that they want to pass in California. I don't know if it's necessarily in effect, as you see in the picture up here, but making it illegal to take out a condom without consent. All right, but another unrighteous decree. All right, so till the next time, say Kram Yasharala wa Abba Baba.